Shalom, Moedim L'Simcha. Today for our Hashkata meditation, I would like to offer a meditation that is connected to a specific quality that we are invited to embody in Pesach, and that's the quality of courage. If I want to be more specific, I think there are two opposite qualities that Pesach calls for, and they actually kind of really go together, as often opposites do, that they complete each other. And one is emunah, bitachon, trust. We had to really trust to move forward and leave, the land of slavery and move beyond the sea and cross the sea and go into the desert. And that takes courage at the same time. Before we go into our meditation, I want to give a little bit of context about what it means symbolically. For the Hasidic masters, Egypt, Mitzrayim, is not just a country. So if we leave aside the kind of historical, social, political story or history, and we look at it through a spiritual lens, a symbolic lens, an inner reading of Pesach is to see Mitzrayim as our own exile. More specifically, the notion of Galut Hadat, the exile of awareness. And we all have our own Egypts, right? Or places where we are stuck, where we are entrapped in the same patterns, the places which are our comfort zones, and even if they're very uncomfortable, we still want to stay there because that's all we know. And yet there's something in us that wants to break through, that wants to move forward in life, that aspires for greater freedom. And in order to make that move, it actually takes a lot of courage. And so I want to offer today Hashkata meditation for the cultivation of courage. And before we do that, before we go into our meditation, I just want to kind of bring to mind a role model for us. And this role model is Nachshon ben Aminadav. In the Midrash and in the Talmud, there is a story, a very strong, powerful story, that is telling us that when Bnei Israel were facing the sea and the Egyptian army was behind them, and they felt stuck. They really felt stuck. They felt they couldn't move forward. And that according to the story, God says, okay, you move forward. And everybody's saying, I'm not going to the sea, I'm not going to the sea. And then he doesn't say anything, he just moves forward. He just starts, going into the water up until a moment where the water is split open, and then the whole people can cross over safely. So I want to just call that image, that role model of Nachshon ben Aminadav, the one who had the courage to start moving forward. Just to start moving forward. So let's take a moment to sit. Again, there is no specific posture instruction. You could even lie down if you'd like to, just as long as you're not doing something else that requires your eyes or your attention. So I don't recommend doing this meditation if you're driving or even walking. Actually give yourself the gift of a pause, of a break for a few minutes. And sit comfortably in a way that your body can be both very relaxed and also very present. We'll take a couple of grounding breaths. Perhaps noticing already how just by entering stillness, just by sitting still, and just by taking a couple of breaths, maybe we'll already feel quieter. And maybe not. So now we move into the first phase of Hashkata, observing our thoughts. The kind of taking this step aside, and instead of being in the constant trains of thoughts, just taking a step aside and watching what's going on. Again, the point of the watching is not so much insight, although this is great. It's more the fact that when we take the observer stance, we ground ourselves in a deeper place within. And if you'd like, you may press pause here if you'd like to stay longer in this phase. While we move into the second phase, calling to mind a pasuk that will give us inspiration. It's a pasuk here from Sefer Yeshua, the book of Joshua, where God says to Joshua, Chazak ve'ematz, just like Moshe said to him before, be strong and resolute. Ometz is courage. Again, maybe bringing to mind the image of Nachshon ben Aminadav moving forward, even if the horizon seems blocked. Having the courage of moving forward. Now we move into the third phase, the cultivation of the midah, the quality of courage, ometz. By repeating sentences in our own language, what the Rebbe calls bakashot, so really like the prayers of bakashot, the prayers of request. And I'll give some examples, and then you can go at your own pace with your own words. Please God, help me have courage when I'm afraid to move forward. Please God, help me have courage when I'm afraid to move forward. Help me find the courage that already is here. Help me connect to the courage that is already there. Help me connect to my strength and my courage so I can move forward. And feel free to press pause here if you'd like to go longer in this phase. And we'll move towards the last phase of the Hashkata meditation, the closing Nigun, sealing our practice, activating the energy of practice by singing a psalm by which we ask the divine to teach us, to show us the way, and by which we commit to walk with integrity and with a deep reverence for life. So I want to invite you to sing with me. And again, even if you don't really know the tune or you're not sure, it's not about the song, it's not about getting it right, it really is about just using your voice. So really anything works, anything goes. Horeini Hashem Darkeikha. Ahalekh Be Amiteikha. Yached Levavi, le-ira Shmeicha. Horeini Hashem Darkeikha. Ahalekh Be Amiteikha. Yached Levavi, le-ira Shmeicha. Beautiful breath in, beautiful breath out. A moment to come back, open your eyes again. Now fill yourself with love and go share it with the world.